everybody, it's Rexanna with Garden of Herbs, and today we are going to be talking about a wonderful herb. It's called Plantain. Here, I just started them from seed. I had quite a hard time getting them to start to germinate the plants. So I'm going to, while I transplant it, and I'm hoping by transplanting it I'm not going to hurt its roots, I'm going to kind of talk to you a little bit. I have it in there with some peppermint. Peppermint does well indoors. I hope that some people that see this, it's very dry right now. I didn't want to water it because I didn't want to do it any damage. It's kind of one of those plants that you just have to experiment with, you know, because I don't really know a lot about plantain as the plant. I've bought plantain as far as a dry herb. I've learned about it in school. It has great properties. I've wanted it as a fresh herb because you can take plantain, and I'm just going to stick this dirt around the plant here. It's very easy to transplant. I don't know much. I know that these seed pods right here, if you can see, the seeds can be used. It reseeds itself. Like if it makes it through the winter, these seeds they just reseed itself. I do think it's let me see here. I think it get bit by, she was talking about a bee. That, you know, the honeybees normally don't bother you, but she got bit by a wasp. She thought it was, she didn't think it was anything bad, but she just accidentally, she didn't know it was a bee or a wasp or what it was. She just thought it was a friendly bug, and she kind of accidentally went like this, and it was a wasp. And so it stung her, and she didn't think it was that bad, but what ended up happening is it kind of started, left its stinger in her. I'm going to start watering it a little bit now. And she said she reached down and got a leaf of the plantain and started to, chew on it, and then she just stuck it where she didn't know how bad the bite was, but apparently it was pretty bad. And so she said that she just kind of was trying to finish her job in the garden, and she said by the time she got in the house, she had actually made a poultice by chewing it up and sticking it wherever, I think it was on the top. You can grow a little garden box in your window, culinary spices, for little or nothing, because seeds are really not, and a lot of people who do garden, whether they realize it or not, you can still grow grow culinary herbs in your kitchen. I have done it for years, and on the days that it's not really that cold, you can set them outside. The sun is strong enough this winter. Little things, you have an imagination, so use your imagination and do little things like that. Take your little plants that are, if it hasn't snowed in your area, some places I know it's already snowed, but I'm taking this stuff that I had on my little front. It hasn't snowed yet, it's fixing to snow. Some things I haven't been able to save, but these things I've been able to save, and bring them indoors, put them in your little windowsills, and you can do little things like this and save your seeds. Put your little seeds in little envelopes or whatever, however you want to do it. But let's try to boost up our be cheerful and do everything that you can to try to make yourself happy. I'm Rexanna, I'm with Garden of Herbs, and I'm just trying to say, this is plantain. This is our new herb that we're going to be learning about today. And I'm going to clean up my mess here, but I'm just saying, you know, try to be happy. Hi everybody, it's Rexanna with gardenofherbstx. Today I'm going to continue to talk about plantain. Some of the other names that plantain goes by is ripplegrass and broadleaf plantain and ribwort and just regular plantain. The other name that it goes by, the Latin name, I'm going to put it down in the description because I have tried to say this and I can't say it, and so without butchering it, I'm just going to put it in the description, and it will also be in the top of the title, so I don't butcher it. Anyway, so historically, plantain is just a good herb to have around because it is really good for the skin, and like if you're on a farm or you're on a homestead, like any kind of snake bite or any kind of venomous bite that you have, it's good to just go out. Normally it grows wild on the homestead or on the farm, and for as long back as people can remember, here in America, we've always had plantain. There's two different kinds of plantain, and that's the skinny leaf and the broadleaf. And it's good to just grab it, chew it up, and put it on whatever you have, or to get several, if just depends on what kind of bite it is. And you can crunch it up, make a little poultice out of it, put it on a bite. You can, you can use it for anything in the garden, like a bee bite. You can use it for a snake bite, like I said, or a vicious dog. And Maud Grieve, back in 1710, just to give you a little bit of history of plantain, she called it Plantago. And a special remedy that she had was to clarify the liquid. They used to make a special remedy, and you can drink it to clear your throat, to help with your lungs, to make your glands better in your throat, to heal your lungs. They believe in the power of Plantago, and I'm going to say that, Plantago, because they believed it held special powers. And here goes, for special remedies they used, even, in reading all of her material, they had believed that it could heal convulsions, and that it went anytime you had a ulcerated lung or any kind of dropsy. And I read in another book, Dr. Christopher's book, where it could help with numerous other skin conditions, and with the elderly. It's a great read and reading. I went on and on and on down several articles, and it was very fascinating to find out, if the actions on this. Well, let me back up and just talk about the parts. You can use the leaves, you can use the parts, all different parts, the stems, the roots, the whole herb. You can use the entire herb, and that's really fascinating because to me, sometimes you can just use the flowers, you can just use either the berries, or you can use just the root. But it's really nice when you come across an herb where you can use the entire herb. I love it when you can use the entire herb. That helps me fall in love with the herb even more. And the actions of this herb are really great as well, because sometimes you'll get into an herb and you'll start seeing where it's good for one or two things and you think, well, that's really good. But when you start really getting into all the actions of the herb, you think, wow, that, and then you can use the whole herb and you think, wow, this, you think sometimes an herb gets the short end of the stick because people get stuck using it just for the skin. And that's kind of what I thought getting into this herb. I thought, well, people use the plantain a lot for the skin. And I had just, before we go into this, I used this herb here just a couple months ago for my dog. My dog had gotten sick, had some stomach issues. So quite naturally, I knew that the diuretic, it's a great diuretic, and it's also good for the digestive tract. Those are the two actions. And I knew that it was good for sting bites, anytime you got stung by a bee or anything like that. But my dog had diarrhea, and that's another thing about plantain. You can use it on your animals. So when you can cross-reference it to your dogs, I don't know about cats, I just know about dogs, and he's a small dog at that. He's 27 pounds. So he's a Jack Russell, and I had taken some peppermint leaf and just a teaspoon, and then a teaspoon of what is right here in front of us. This here is dried plantain, and that's another thing about plantain. Plantain can be used fresh. It's better to use it fresh, but this is dried plantain. That's all I had. My plantain plant that I had, I could not save it over the winter. And so I just had the dried plantain, and I was thankful to have the dried plantain. I made a tea, and I got him to start drinking it on his own. And he did that about a couple of times that day, but the next day I was having some difficulty getting him, he could not drink water at all. So I got him to drink some more. It slowed down the diarrhea, and got him to drink a little bit more the next day. And so he was pretty much fasting on his own, but it did help his stomach to, slow down the diarrhea. And it is safe for animals. I would not suggest forcing an animal, but if they will drink it on their own, and I know peppermint is really, really good to keep them from being dehydrated, but this is plantain. It does help with the digestive tract and the stomach issues, and especially it helps with diarrhea on humans, and it helps with your animals, the dog. And so I got him to drink a little bit more, and we implemented some more steps, but it really helped him. And so that's something else. So the action is a vulnerary, and it's an expectorant. It's a demulcent. It's an anti-inflammatory. So it was taking down his stomach, whatever he had in his stomach. It's helped me in my stomach. When you have an anti-inflammatory issue, whether it's in your stomach or it might be on your skin, if you have a lot of flaming issues, if you have redness on your skin, that's why when you have a sting bite and anti-inflammatory on your skin, it may take out that stinging, burning feeling that you have on your skin or even in your stomach. It's an antidote. See, it's an antidote. It's got a chemical inside there that will take out. And so it's an astringent. It's also cleaning. It's a cleaning agent. It's an antimicrobial. It's a diuretic. It's an anti-venomous. See, if you have a snake bit or dog bite that might have something dirty in their mouth, it's an anti-tumor. It's a hepatico protective herb. It's emollient. It's a laxative, mucinogenic, and it's anti-diabetic. The seeds are anti-diabetic. So it's really good for all kinds of body parts that I did not know. It's really good for your kidneys. Of course, it's good for your lungs and your veins. Your veins, I did not know that. And the digestive system, of course, I did know that. The skin, the internal organs, your internal system, your entire internal system is really good. You can add this with other herbs. Of course, like I said, I put peppermint with it. And this is just to go with, I'm adding this with another, my small little portion that I had in learning to grow plantain. There's places that you can get plantain seeds, and it's a really good plant to grow in your backyard if you have never grown plantain. And I love learning about new ancient herbs. I call this an ancient herb because it's been around for a long time. I call it an ancient herb. And that's all for now. I do hope to hear comments. I know lots of people, this is an herb that they've had around in their backyard forever. It's nothing new to them. For me, I just wanted to go back and do this video so that I could hear some comments. Here in Texas, I see plantain in some people's yards or on the side of their house, and it's really big. I see the shoots of the seeds going out to the side. My plantain was very small and it died through the winter, so I've got some seeds started. It takes a long time to germinate. I don't know why, but I will be getting some more plantain started. And I really just wanted to go over and just go over all the many parts of plantain, that it's not just for one thing or another. It's for many uses, and it's a great plant and a great herb to study and to think about the many uses that we can use it for and incorporate it with other herbs. And so I just wanted to get people's minds started and rolling on what we can use plantain for. And that's all for now. This is Rexanna, and I really appreciate a like, and I would really appreciate some comments and tell me what you got to say about plantain. Okay, y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.